After a month-long August recess, lawmakers in the House and Senate went back to work this week, with the GOP seeking to pass legislation cutting off aid completely to Ukraine and kickstart an impeachment inquiry on President Joseph Biden. Still, the top agenda needing immediate attention and congressional nod is allocating funds to keep the government from shutting down operations on October 1. VOA's Catherine Gibson has the full report.
With just 10 working days left until funding for the U.S. government runs out on September 30th, there is almost no chance the Republican majority House and Democratic majority U.S. Senate can agree on a full year of funding in time.
Time is short, and the only way to avoid a shutdown is through bipartisanship in both the House and the Senate. House Republicans have their first chance to show their commitment to bipartisanship when they return next week.
Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy faces criticism from conservative members of his party for cutting a deal earlier this year to avoid the U.S. hitting its debt ceiling. He argues a short-term spending bill keeping the government open will allow Republicans more time to negotiate spending levels.
They're really having some tough negotiations and debates just within their own party. And so that's really where the sticking point is. And I don't know that it's any sign of long-term dysfunction. I think it's really just actually a function of a very slim majority in the House. U.S.
lawmakers will also debate $40 billion in supplemental funding priorities unveiled by the Biden administration over the summer recess, including $21 billion in military and humanitarian aid for Ukraine. Some conservatives are threatening to block that aid.
I'm certainly worried that Republicans in the House seem to be getting cold feet when it comes to supporting Ukraine. This is the worst possible time to suggest that there is any division in the United States over continuing to support Ukraine, just as they are making progress.
A major supporter of U.S. aid to Ukraine, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is closely watched as he returns to work after a second episode of freezing up over the summer recess. McConnell downplayed concerns about his health Tuesday.
One particular moment of my time back home has received its fair share of attention in the press over the past week. But I assure you, August was a busy and productive month for me.
The U.S. Senate physician said there is no evidence that a stroke or seizure caused McConnell's episodes. Most Senate Republicans say they are still confident in his ability to lead.
I don't know that anyone has a responsibility to lay out all of their medical documents, but we do look at the leader and how he's able to manage our caucus, and it's very clear he's been able to raise the money, get people elected, direct us on important policy issues.
U.S. lawmakers will also debate the massive annual national defense authorization after clashing over competing versions of the $886 billion legislation earlier this summer. Catherine Gibson, VOA News.